we're just sitting in the Rainbow Garden. I'm just having coffee, and I kind of want to do an update because so many of you did so many wonderful well wishes on my little Penny. My little Penny. What are you doing?
I have to adjust the volume.
You scared me. She didn't make it. Let's just put it that way. And it's very hard. And so I kind of took the week off in a way, a little bit. And just thinking about her and stuff. So that's it. Nobody's here. Oh yeah, I think we've got 2. We have 8. Really, we're not staying on long. I just wanted to thank everybody for all their well wishes for Penny. I don't see anything coming up on. What, you're noisy?
I'm going to get notifications. So.
Okay, I don't see anything. So there we go. Malachi
7.
Yeah, we just want to come on, kind of do. I don't want to do a whole video on my poor dog. We lost her, so she's gone. She would have been 17, like February 2nd, and I think the hardest thing for me personally is not letting her go on her own and putting her down. But she would eat for me. She would eat for me. And any Malachi, you know what I tell people, any pet lover, any true pet lover knows exactly what I'm going through, because we all go through it. Unfortunately, dogs don't live long enough. That's all I can say on that. But then there's never enough time. One thing doesn't make it easier. Gary's first healer he went for almost 20 years. And even 20 years, you would think, oh, people said, wow, 20 years for a healer? It didn't make it any easier. It could have been this, we would have felt the same 2 years or 20 years. But we did take her home. There was an abscess that we had removed. We went ahead and the vet gave us the option. I'm not reading any comments yet, but if Gary wants to go through the comments, I'm just telling you what happened. We took her to the vet. He gave us the option. Even though her kidneys were failing, I went ahead and wanted to do the surgery and see if the abscess helped. And the other problem was she wasn't walking. So they cleaned the abscess up. Everything was fine. We had her home. He sent her home thinking she'd do better. And like I said, for me, she ate. I made it blended and she was eating it off a spoon. But the big issue is her body wasn't functioning. She had 3 liver counts that were off the chart. They couldn't even get any numbers. So she was totally off the chart. And looking back now, we see the progression for the past few months that she was going down. But she was slowing down. She was sleeping all the time. I took her for a walk. You saw the photo. I took her for a walk in the garden September 12th, I think. She liked that. She liked to smell the mint because she was blind and deaf. She lost her hearing over 2 years ago, and then her sight went. And there was nothing. We took her to the vets. There was nothing they could do. So she lived like Helen Keller for 2 years. And she knew things, and she would run into us and try to trip us because she wanted something. But it was a tough decision, and the problem was her body wasn't functioning. She wasn't pooping, and if she's not doing that, then she's suffering. So she is gone, and I miss her. And I had her mother. I've told the story. I had her mother, and then her mother only lived till 11. The grandmother was owned by the vet, and the grandmother only lived till 11 too. So she actually outlived both of those in years. So that's basically it. She's gone. I haven't wanted to come on because I don't want to sit and cry. We have all gone through it. And I wasn't even planning on going live. I just came out to the garden, and I brought my tablet with me, so I'm on a tablet. I have no idea how it sounds, if it's any good. I've never used my tablet before. And Gary said he likes the tablet because you're going to walk around your garden with it.
You know something? I'm looking at my phone and I don't see any buffering, so that's good.
Okay, my cat is having kidney failure. Yeah, it's hard. Should I bring up Kitty? I guess I can bring up Kitty so they know that she's got. Yeah, Kitty, we do blood work on her, and her kidney functions last year were not good. She's not in kidney failure, but we watch her kidney functions. So she's on a lifetime kidney medication. And it seems to work, so we'll see. We gotta, I don't know. So anyways, that's basically it. I just wanted to kind of touch base. I want to do a whole video on that. There's nothing to do a video on. We've all been through it. And yesterday, this, by the way, I had to go remove something that could be basal cancer. So we'll see. I'll know in a couple weeks. And so the nurse said something to me, which was interesting yesterday. We were talking about my dog. Her dog passed away a while ago, and she doesn't want to go through it again. So she's not going to get another dog. And it's kind of like dogs need our love. So it's hard to go through, but sometimes I think you just have to do it and just understand it's part of life. You're better at life than me anyways.
Okay.
He understands a lot more, it seems like, than me. Let me see if I can see anything. Hope I don't put my finger in front of the camera. And that's what I thought. I don't know how to do this on the tablet. Oh, there it is. Oh my. So we're sitting out in the rainbow. Oh boy, let me get my face in here. Whoa, that's a truck. Okay, so Gary, if you want to say hello, Stacy. Malachi said hello. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Malachi. 7. Is he going?
He is lost, and he's going up there too fast.
Let him get lost and get stuck up there. Elaine, hi. Moonshadow. Sometimes you have to help them leave. That's one of the hardest.
That is true.
I know. The first time, my first Yorkie, I'll tell you, I didn't help her. I actually took her to the vet and had him do everything in the world. She was 16 years old to try to keep her alive, and he was furious. But that was a long time ago. And Frank, thank you. Hello. Venus, hello. Thank you. Florence, Elena, EJ. Yeah, we're doing good. What are we going to do? 17 years. I guess I wanted more. I wanted a whole lot more. She was a funny dog too. She was not, Susan, thank you. Wilson, Crystal, thank you. Oh yeah, you're having your cat. It's so hard. I've actually feel like putting, Kitty is on. I'd like to put everybody on kidney food, but they don't like the taste of it. So I don't know. I'm going to be cooking a lot more. Oh, Malachi 7, she lost her dog at 17. And nowadays, they're calling dogs that are 8 and 9 old, probably because of the food. Okay, Moon Shadow said that the tablet looks good. Got a truck girl. He can't even come out here and have a little peace out here. Yeah, he's lost.
And he's driving.
He's probably late.
He's a plumber or something.
He's a plumber and he's late. I know where he was supposed to go. Probably up the hill. Karen, thank you. Sonia from Texas, thank you. I didn't want to leave anybody hanging. Her fur baby was 13. And you never know. That's the thing. You never know. Let's see. I had my loss. This is Cynthia about 5 years ago. And you can't get another too soon. 5 years? Just think of maybe how there's a dog or a cat out there that really needs love. I know it's hard. Believe you me, I know it's hard. My friend lost his cat, and he said he'd never get another cat. He's got 4 now. He found 4 abandoned kittens in the yard, and he took all 4, and he's got 4 big cats now. Dave, Duncan, sorry for your loss. I didn't really want to. I don't want to bring anybody down.
No, we're not talking about.
Oh, this is not Kitty. Oh no, Kitty. Kitty's fine. Kitty's got her. What I was saying about Kitty is we found out last year her kidney counts were a little off, so we immediately got her on some sort of medication they gave, and that was an ordeal to get her on medication. She won't take it. If you put it in her food, she won't eat it. If her food is different, and she's really funny. So we have to hide it in a tiny bit of ice cream. And naturally, the vet said it was okay. Literally a tiny bit. Maria. I just lost Maria. There she is. Let's see, friends. How are you? We're okay. I know Maria's in Greece. Wow. You're late at night for Maria, right? Yeah. Armed Angel 1. We were actually not planning on doing anything. I came out with the tablet. I did a little grooming in the rainbow garden. and trim back my watermelons because some of them aren't growing real big. So I wanted to trim them back because we're not going to get any more. So I want them to concentrate on what's there. And then I asked Gary if he wants to go live for a minute. Ask me, Mama Louise. So Ramona. Oh, Ramona, you're riding out north the hurricane. Oh, please be well. We've been watching that on the Weather Channel and on YouTube, and that's so sad. We have earthquakes here. I don't even want to talk about that. So we're fine. We're fine. So yeah, but you've got, boy, hurricanes are bad. What can I say? Anyways, you say something. I've talked enough.
No, I can't think of anything.
You have to say something, Gary. So how's your garden going?
My garden, it's going okay, I guess.
I haven't been down there.
I have a lot of work I want to do down there, but I just haven't had the time.
Well, I've been kind of, first I had a regular checkup doctor's appointment. So that kind of took a day away. And then they saw this and they go, oh, are you wearing sunscreen? And so they did a little check on that.
Biopsy.
2 weeks. A biopsy, whatever it was. I told her, take the whole thing off. And she said, I can't do that. If it's not cancer, you have to pay for that. I thought, well, that's nice. But anyways, they took a little bit off. So I got the Band-Aid on there. So that was the next day. They got me in right away, which was nice. And that's basically it. Now I'm just going to... Rosella? Is that it?
Rosalia.
Rosalia. Hello. So I don't want to miss anybody. I'm sure I am. So, Judy, hello. Yeah. You know, all good pet lovers are going to go through this. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. You call that a super chat? A super chat. $2.99. Danji, thank you. Thank you so much. The garden is an object lesson in life.
And Florence Lindsay lost the garden in the storm Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
In Florida. She's going to try again.
You do. That's all you can do. And it's plants and whatever is left, you just start all over. Maybe get through the holidays first. Do something different. Take a breather and, do something for the holidays. And that is Eva Silveret. I missed what? Silvetti. Thank you. I had I don't know. Of course I have Kitty. We even still have Molly. So, but it's, like I said, Penny was never a lap dog. Penny belonged to her mother. It's a hard thing to explain, but her mother had a couple puppies, and of course we placed those. This was almost 17 years ago. And we kept Penny, but Penny belonged to her mother. So if her mother went somewhere, she went with her mother. Everything was her mother. Put me down. If I picked her up, it was just her mother. And then when her mother passed away, and it's been quite a few years, she still was very independent. She ran the house. She was the dominant, she was in charge of Kitty and Molly and everything. And she was just not a lap dog. She became a little bit more of a lap dog lately because you were carrying her around. She's been sleeping with me.
Yeah.
But, life goes on.
Lauren wants to know, how do you fight powdery mildew? Her squash is covered.
I don't. It depends on the plant. Some squash are more prone to it than others. Some plants are more prone to it. If it's the bottom leaves on the base of the plant, there's no fruit in the area, then I just trim them off and I compost it. I was doing that all morning now with the squash. I was composting and taking it off. There's ways of doing it. Nick Federoff once said you can go out early in the morning and wash it off with a hose real good. He's got a show on PBS, and he was telling me once he hoses off really good early in the morning so the sun will dry it. But I don't know if you can really hose it off. I will tell you, a lot of my plants have it and they still produce. So it's kind of, every plant is out for their own. The problem is the leaves are damp, and that's how the powdery mildew grows, because the leaves are damp and the sun comes out, but it's still damp. So you try to keep the plant the leaves as dry as possible. Do you have powdery mildew?
Not right now, but I have had it. Our humidity is generally low, so it's sort of probably not as much of an issue here as it would be in a more humid climate. But yeah, Maria said to trim the leaves back. To
And Maria said to.
let plenty of air flow.
Yeah, airflow is really, really good. But that's what I do. If the leaves are not being used by the plant, because generally the leaf, there's a fruit in the leaf. And if it's way down on the plant, I just take them off. They're not going to use them anyway. It's not doing any good. Oh, leaf miners. I never really worry about them. We get a few here and there, but we don't have them that much. I should say we don't have that much of them. We do get them, and you can squish the leaf and kill them that way, or you can trim it off or trim off. It depends, I guess, on how much you had, because I don't worry that much about it. Do you?
No, I don't.
I should turn this a little bit towards you. So it's not buffering or anything? Because I didn't even plug in. I've got the cord behind me.
The comments up earlier said that the feed is good, the audio is good, and I don't believe it's buffering.
It really shouldn't, but you know, I would like to plug this in somehow and get into your garden, and then I can hold it and walk around, because boy, can you see, it's an 11-inch screen. I don't know how the mic is, but I'll go back and watch it afterwards. So they're working on the house up there. I can turn this around for a minute. I don't know what you're going to see. Whoa.
Yeah.
Where do you turn it around?
I'm not sure.
Oh, there it is. There we go. See, now let's see if I can. They're working. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. I almost dropped you guys. That's the house they're working on, so you can hear them drilling or doing whatever it is. And then we're in the rainbow garden. Let's try to, I'm going to slip this off for a minute. It'd be nice if I could walk around. Here's the rainbow garden. That's where we're sitting right now. And I've been trimming I trimmed off the powdery mildew leaves on some of the squash that are here. And then the watermelon, I was trimming that because you can probably see it. Oh, you can see it. I've got a real big watermelon and a small one. And then there was a lot of vines that was continuously growing. Well, it's not going to grow any more watermelon. We're going to go into cool weather in the next month or so. So I've been trimming a lot of that off. And the tomato plant. And that's basically it. We're not going to stay on long. We have a lot of stuff. There's nothing to see here. That's a terrible view. What else is there? I can walk over my cucumbers.
Yeah, you should be able to walk around a bit.
But you'll be able to tell me if I buffer?
Yeah, I can tell you that.
And let's see if there's anything else. Lauren. See, I'm still getting some fruit. It is slowed since getting the mildew. Oh, they do slow down a little bit, but just trim off what you don't need. Hi, Brenda. Let's see, from Rockmart. I seen you on a chat one day with Helen. Yes, she comes on a lot with her grandsons, and sometimes when I'm around, I'll zip in there and say hello. I love watching her make stuff. I don't think she's made a lot of stuff lately. Let's see, I have a fig tree, but it's growing very slow. That depends on the weather, too. This fig tree grew in a year. It needs warm weather, fig trees.
Well, we're in kind of the ideal climate, Mediterranean climate. So I don't know what climate they are in.
Okay, Rebecca wanted to know, Penny has passed. So it's, I just figured I'm not going to do a video on it. I'll just come on and let you guys know. And if you can go back and see the beginning, I explained all that. But, she's going to be I'm going to miss her.
What am I looking at?
I don't know. Let's see. I'll walk over and show you my cucumbers. Let's see how far I can go with this thing. And this is a fairly new tablet. Actually, I got it just before Penny passed, and I didn't even open it up. They're not going to be able to hear you, Gary, because we're not mic. Oh, we can mic ourselves next time. So if it starts to buffer, let us know. I don't know if I'm going to do corn again. I've got a lot of corn on there, but they're very small. And I figured it was covered in tulle, so all the pollen would go down. I was successful once, really good with corn, but I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and hand pollinate everything, and that worked out really good. You need a big cornfield. Look at my cucumber. Is this cool? This is going to be my favorite cucumber. Look at this. This is one plant. I'm going to try to hold this and look at this. Is that amazing? Look at the cucumbers. I am so excited with that I let the last one get really big. It was probably over a foot long, and I have not taken the seeds out yet. The cucumber's solid yellow, and I want to get the seeds out. That is really cool, and this is the type it is. I'll show it on the garden tour if I do a garden tour tomorrow. So this has turned out really, really good. I'm really pleased with it. It's growing more vines from the bottom. It's just one plant I picked up at the nursery. And that's it. All is doing okay. We went through a heat wave again, and today is going to be, I guess, our first day that's going to be in the 80s instead of the upper 90s. And I haven't done anything there yet. Oh, I did find the watermelon. I'll show it on the garden tour. Gary actually found it. I didn't even know there was a watermelon here. Okay, down there. Gary said, do you know you have a watermelon? I said, no. He said, yes. I said, no. He said, yes. And I came out here. I didn't realize it was a dumpy little plant. So I never paid attention to it. And sure enough, we got a watermelon. See, we don't have, like, this one's got powdery mildew. Has that got powdery mildew? Yeah, it's more of the color. But when that has powdery mildew, I just take off the bottom leaves. And I have to take the bottom leaves off of those too if I get a chance trimming. Look at me, I'm in the sun, no sunscreen. This is gonna be really hard to get used to. So that's basically it. And like I said, I've just been working in here a little. Just wanted to come on, tell you what, kind of keep you up to date what was going on, because I haven't come on for a day or two. And maybe I'll put a short up and then get back into the routine. Kind of taking a little break, I guess you would say. Now I'm going to bounce you around for a minute because I'm putting you back on my stand I've got here.
Now the picture quality went down to 144p.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, when you started walking around.
Okay, so what I need to do is, what I was going to do before all this started is go to Best Buy. And what I want to do is get a plug. So I can take that super long cord and plug this directly into it so it shouldn't lose anything. That's why I want to know. That wasn't far at all where the cucumbers were, because the cucumbers are just over there. So as soon as I walk out from being up against the house, that's when we lose quality. I don't know what, well, we just don't have a good signal. So do you have anything else to say? And then I'm going to go feed hummingbirds. I got to go do the hummingbirds, and I don't know what I'm going to do today. I am going to cook a chicken for the dogs. And I'm going to cook chicken and carrots and pick up stuff in the garden. And so let me see if I missed anybody. I'm sure I have. Everybody needs a break. Yeah, I was gonna tell everybody I'm going on vacation and I'm leaving. I was gonna do a video, and then I was gonna walk away and go out. Let me see. Well, I'm looking for that. And I was gonna go put a tent out there. I did buy a tent. I think I told you guys I bought a tent at Walmart. I bought this tent. It was this bright idea I came up with. He was not bored. He didn't want that. Oh, Sonia. $10 super chat. Thank you so much. So appreciated. Thank you so much. I bought a tent from Walmart, and it's a 3-bedroom tent. I thought, oh, I got this great idea. I'll set it out there and I'll make it like a vacation, because we don't go on vacation. And I got the tent, and then Gary said, it's going to blow away. I said, I'll just set it up when it falls apart. But no. So I called Walmart and I said, I'm going to return it. They refunded me the money and said they don't want it back. So my granddaughter said, what? Well, you look like you're going to say something.
No.
I thought, okay, they were going to say something. And then I told my granddaughter, she was all excited. She said, oh, Grandma, I'll take it. We're going to go camping. We'll take the tent. And I said, that's fine. You can take the tent, but I'm hoping they have a big truck, because the box is huge. You need a truck to go take this thing someplace. It's a 3-bedroom tent. It was cheap. It was really cheap. They were blowing them out. That's why they didn't want them back. It's probably one of those things where they took the stuff off all the boats that are out in the harbor, and then they didn't want to put it back in their warehouse. So now I've got this 3-bedroom tent. It's good in an emergency. If God forbid there's an earthquake, you can pitch a tent and live out in the tent. You could.
Yeah, I could.
So I don't know. I just come out here like today. I just came out here, brought my coffee, and thought I'd just come out here, do a little trimming, and that's my day off. But I'm like I said, I kind of was hyped up, and I was doing almost a video almost every day and close to it, and then I just kind of went. It's not a crash, but it was like I just reminiscing on my dog, missing her. You don't need to see me feeling bad. We all go through that. So anyway, so I'm just taking a little break. I'm going to go get back into things. I started on the tomatoes. I picked all the tomatoes in the rainbow garden. You probably remember this thing was full. I mean, full, 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 full. I need to figure out how to turn this thing. Oh, there we go. All right. I picked all those the other day, just before her passing. And there was a ton of them. And then I dropped them. I didn't know the bag I grabbed didn't have a bottom. Don't ask. But I want to show you how I freeze them. Just give you an idea in case you want to freeze tomatoes, because you can freeze tomatoes so easy, and tomatillos. The meadow out where we have the ponds that are way, way down there, it is full of tomatillos down there. So I've been collecting those, are way out there. Okay, I can't turn this as good as I thought. Yeah, they're in that little meadow area to the right. It's full of tomatillos, purple ones and green ones. So I've been collecting that, and I just slowly freezing them. And there we go. So I want to do that. And then I'm going to also try to try to go through questions, and maybe pick a couple questions and do short videos on that. Not shorts. The only reason I do shorts, I know some of you complain you don't like the shorts, is YouTube pushes, and they send you a message and hey, would you do some shorts? And so I've got a short that I actually recently did. Maybe I'll put that up. It's on hummingbirds. Oh, a hummingbird the other day came and took a bath, and I did a video on that. Answers. Go ahead, Gary. You look like you have something to say.
Answers.
Say something. Okay, so Maria wants to see. It was really easy, Maria. It's like a really stupid video. It's so easy to do, but I love it because you can just grab them out of the freezer. I've got tomatoes and tomatillos from last year because we have tomatoes here pretty much all year, and I still freeze them, and it's like I've got a small bag left, but it's just so great. You just throw it in soup or stir fry or anything. It doesn't really matter. So you want to get back to work. I don't see the time on here. Okay, we've been on for 27 minutes, so our 5 minutes turned into 27. And I do want to get something set up where the hummingbirds are better. I did it recently, a live thing out the window, so I found out my little camera I bought, and that's not so little, but that one works good, and now I'm trying to set up something a little more permanent, so I'm working on that. Like I said, this week slowed me down because we've got it was a lot going on. And Malachi, thank you for taking over so much. I can't get my tomatoes to turn red. That depends on the weather too and the area. Tomatoes really do like sun to turn red. Sometimes you can take a lot of the leaves off and make sure the tomatoes exposed. It also depends on the area you live in too.
Northern Ireland.
Oh, well, how is it there?
The same as, well, Britain.
They have problems with their tomatoes.
Yeah, towards the end of the season, I would suggest probably removing a lot of the leaves, let a lot of sun in.
Yeah, but green tomatoes, if you can get them to a good size, you can pickle those. I remember my dad would go get green tomatoes. They don't pickle the red ones because they'll mush, but green tomatoes pickle really good. Maybe think about pickling them. And all you would need is some dill, and you can always buy dry dill if you like dill, and then salt, and you should be able to pickle them. I want to pickle tomatillos. I think I've done it before, and I haven't done it for a while. I've got enough tomatillos to pickle them. I pickle zucchini, so you should be able to think about pickling them. They wouldn't taste good green, really. They make fried tomatoes out of it, but if they're small, you can't do much with them. Fried green tomatoes. It's probably why they did it in the South, because they couldn't get them at the end to turn red.
Yeah, I don't know. I come from where we come from. There's no problem with ripening tomatoes. It's blazing hot.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think that was part of the issue. When you get close to the end of the season, they had so many green tomatoes, they would slice them up, bread them, and fry them. So that's where the movie came from years ago and all that. I'm moving you forward so I can read this. So I am shaking you about. Okay, Idella is just saying hi, hello to A. Taylor. Okay, I think she's answering somebody, which is good. Hello. I love when you guys chat among yourselves because that does help me. Yeah, and how do you get the critters off your containers? I have a problem with critters digging in the soil. I don't have that. I had a rat that was on the deck and he was bothering everything. Now I use tool, but he was going through the tool. I think I did a video on this. Don't ask me if I can find it. But I took some tool and I took some vinegar and I dipped the tool in vinegar and just shook it out and wrapped it around the plant. He must come back that night and it must taste really bad, and I haven't seen him since. And that was last year. So I mean, they don't like vinegar. Try maybe putting vinegar in a spray bottle. Don't spray the plant. I don't know how the plant will react to vinegar, but if you have tool, spray that because it's going to taste bad. So, and it's not going to smell good either. You can try that. Otherwise, I don't have a problem. Anything on the chairs are pretty good. I don't have anything really getting into I'm looking at my chairs right now. Let me turn you around. I don't have anything getting into the chairs. Really nothing gets in the chairs. I once saw one squirrel leap into it and he didn't like it, and then he left and he never came back. So the rabbits can't get in there. Rats don't want to bother. They don't know what they're getting into. So if it's in the ground, you may have to try tool and see if that works. Let's see. Thank you. Adela is saying sorry for a loss. Debbie Keller. 19 years old cats. Yes. I have 2 almost 19 years old. Just hug them all the time. Not too tight. Okay, so is it Madeline? Madeline? Madel. She's saying how to... Madeline. She's saying how to get them ripe. I think that's what it is. I've wrapped green matter. I've wrapped green matter in newspaper, put them in a crate in the dark, and check them every week. Tomatoes till spring. Or is she trying to keep them alive for seeds?
No.
Angel and Daggett Adventure. This is why I came on to say that, yeah, she didn't make it. And do not kid yourself. Green tomato chutney by Kat. I had thought about kept trying, but what am I going to do when she's not, her body isn't functioning and her kidneys were out. So, no, she didn't make it. What I was saying is she got a lot older than her grandmother. Okay, so A. Taylor's saying pepper. Yeah, try different things because different areas are going to be different. So, I think if I missed anybody, I'll try to go back later and answer. We do the best we can. Nicola Miller. I have tomatoes that set fruit and then the plant dies. What? Read that, Gary. Let's see. I have tomatoes that set fruit and then the plant dies. What do you think? They set fruit and then it might be the area and the weather. It might fruit and then think it's done its job. It shouldn't, but see, we're in Southern California, so plants can go for years and years like tomatoes. Your area, they may be annuals. I don't know where you are. See, that's the thing. California, Montana, I don't know where you are. Thank you, Sharon. Sorry for a loss. All good pet lovers go through this. Okay, so Madeline's wrapping them. Oh my God, is
I don't know what you.
She's ripening them over winter, I guess. Sherry, it's okay. She wants to send a check. It's all right. Thank you, though. Believe you me, it's the thought that counts. Thank you. And dear Julie, junk journal every day. Thank you. Okay, so she's doing that, Madeline. How do you say that again? Madeline? Before the frost. Madeline. Oh, jeez. I'm got the sun kind of shining on my tablet, so I'm trying to read all this. Gary grows sweet potatoes. I've got sweet potatoes growing in a couple different places, but I haven't picked them. They die back and then they come back. I'm going to do more potatoes. I think I am going to do more potatoes.
That kind of ties into Barbara C. is here.
She is?
I watched a Jeff Lawton video yesterday and I saw your comment on it. So he was talking about using ground covers as a mulch, and my sweet potatoes I really use as a ground cover, a living ground cover.
Yeah, he went with me to do that because he knows I've been upset over the loss of our dog. So he said, I'm taking you. So he sat in there and he took the tablet and he was watching things. Quick hello. I can't read it with the sun on it.
Yeah. Kleine, I get their name incorrect all the time.
Nicole Miller's from Jamaica. Hello. Oh. Let him deal with the names.
I tried to do my best.
I can't go back. It won't let me see the super chats. I was going to say thank you again before I leave. On all the super chats, I'm trying to go back. I'm just scrolling back. Oh, it's not bringing it up.
Yes, I am from Australia originally.
I want to thank Dan G again. It is Dan G, $2.99. Thank you for the super chat. And the other one, there it is, Sonia, for $10 again. Thank you so much. It all goes for hummingbirds. You have anything else to say? Because I'm going to go get things done. Jeez.
No,
Okay, this way I don't have to put a video out on poor Penny. Mister, I don't want to do this. Okay, like I said, it's hard. She's the last of her mother, and her mother, I told a little bit of the story on her mother. That was a dog in itself. My daughter got that dog. That was going to be your first house dog. Dinky was your first house dog.
You what?
Dinky was your first house dog.
Yes.
He'd never had a house dog. My kids grew up with a Yorkie for 16 years, so they always grew up with a dog. And I didn't have a house dog for a long time, that lived all the time in the house. A lot of the dogs would take off outside and then come in and out. But my daughter got Dinky from a vet. It's a long story. What?
Oh, I was just reading
okay,
something.
No, then answer anything you want. So on that story, Dinky, that was a whole strange thing on Dinky. Thank you, Tim. So my daughter felt at this point when we first got married, I guess it was around the time you had just gotten Rex, that she felt I needed a house dog. And then you were like, we don't need a house dog all the time. But she got the dog because the vet had given the dog to somebody, and this poor puppy was passed around. Nobody wanted this dog. Nobody wanted her. Cute little thing. And my daughter was just married then. So this goes way back, really. And so she kept the dog. She got it from somebody else. She was working at Petco, Deborah, at the time. And she got the dog because they said they can't stand this dog. Keep in mind, this dog was only like 5 or 6 weeks old. The stupid vet got rid of her at 3 weeks.
Well, I think it was the Chihuahua in her.
She had Chihuahua. She was half Chihuahua and half Yorkie. Nobody wanted this dog. So my daughter brings her to her apartment where she's living, and her husband thought, isn't this dog cute? It attacks you, it bites you, it growls, and it's just a little puppy. And she was not playing. That dog was not playing. She was attacking, biting, and trying to tear you to pieces. So then she gives her to me, and everything is she looked like a little angel. She would just sit there and be real sweet. And if you were eating something and you told her no, she would just tear in your ankle and bite you and ruin your clothes. She was not kidding. I called the vet. All year I called the vet because he owned the mother. Because I knew he had passed this dog around. And I said, I don't know if I can keep this dog. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Bring her back if you don't want her. Nobody wants her. He kept telling me, bring her back. You don't want her, bring her back. I didn't get the dog from him. It went through person to person until it ended up at my daughter's at Petco. And she just worked there. And the lady brought her in one day. She was a beautiful little dog. Well, you saw what Penny looked like. So it took me almost a year until I realized she was actually letting me know what she wanted. She was like a little person in a furry body. Once you understood that, you treated her like a person, and she was fine. She was fine. So you'd have to go over to the fridge. She wanted something. She'd go to the fridge, and you go to the fridge, you want something. And she'd shake her head, and you'd open the fridge, and she'd sit there. Do you want some sour cream? She'd bite you in the ankle, which meant no. So then you pull something else. Do you want some chicken? She'd bite you in the ankle. That meant no. And you'd go through everything until you bring out the cheese. I remember sometimes, you want cheese? And then she'd jump and jump and jump. So she communicated that way. She used to bite Gary and then run off and laugh. Oh, she'd jump up and down and laugh and laugh. Do you remember?
Yeah.
She would play games. It was literally like a person in a fur coat. She had a sense of humor. I don't remember half the stuff she did.
Well, when you say laugh, you could see that it was an expression of
It was
joy.
an expression of laughing and jumping
Yeah.
up and down, and then she'd come back and bite and then go back and jump up and down and spin, and she was like this was just the greatest thing. I can't remember most of the stuff anymore, but it was literally like living with a person day to day. So she was a very different dog. Well, the only reason we let her have puppies, we were going to fix her, is she was collecting all her toys. And she pretended to have puppies. Remember that?
Yeah.
And she was so depressed because she would bring the toys to you at about 3 weeks old and push them. Like, why aren't they moving? And I talked to my vet and he goes, just go ahead and let's breed her because she wants puppies. Oh, she loved her puppies. Oh my gosh. And everybody that got a puppy that time from her loved the puppies. They wanted more, but we were done. We had her fixed afterwards. But she really loved her puppies. And then there was a puppy that wasn't doing good, and she was there's a room like downstairs, and she would bring the puppy up the stairs, carry it, and give it to me so I could get it some extra food when it was little. It lived, it was fine. So that's basically it. So I miss her a lot, because once I got used to what she was doing, then I understood she was trying, that was her way. Once you understood she was trying to communicate with you, it was easy. It's hard to explain. It was a very different dog. There was no training her either. She was not going to be trained. That was totally out. So there was she would do what she wanted to do. I don't remember a lot now. It's been so many years, but you probably remember a lot more stuff
Yeah.
with her.
Well, you'd ask her where someone was.
Oh, she always knew where somebody was.
Yeah. And
Where's
she'd
Gary?
take you to them.
Where's anybody? She would know where do you know where so and so is? And she would take you there. So that goes back to Penny, who we just lost. Technically, we would have lost her 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we would have lost her the day she went down a squirrel hole.
Yeah.
We couldn't find her all day. She went outside. This is not Dinky. This is Penny. She disappeared. We looked for hours. I was in tears, crying, could not find her. And then I went back outside in the yard, and I thought a coyote must have got her. She was in the yard, and I was crying. And that's when you still had Rex. And Rex came up to me, and I was crying. I said, I can't find Penny. And Rex looked. And I said, Rex, do you know where Penny is? He took us to the hillside on the other side and opened up this hole, went down the hole, would have been a rabbit hole or a squirrel hole.
Squirrel hole.
Went down the hole, grabbed her by the rear and pulled her. She was like many feet underneath. It had collapsed on her. He pulled her out. She was covered in mud and everything in her face. But I never thought of asking Rex, that was one that lived for 20 years, almost 20, where she was. And he went and got her out of the hole, and then we cleaned her up and she was fine. So we had her for another 7 years. Anything else? Too many dog stories. We don't want to bore people.
No, let's see. Barbara C. mentioned about Yeah, Peter Lawton's video kind of was about
Let me get this out.
mulching in a dry climate, and that's one of the first things I did was put down the wood chips, and that becomes the first mulch layer. And then in my garden, the first mulch layer is the wood chips, and I've got those down first. Then I planted the sweet potatoes, and that acted as the living mulch on top. So what he was talking about with different plants in the greening of the desert was pretty much kind of similar to what I've been doing.
Is that a new video?
Yeah, I think it was about a month old,
Okay.
but I had time to watch it yesterday while I was waiting.
The screen is getting dark, which means I'm touching oh yeah, the tablet's hot. The sun is coming over the house now, so now we're fairly warm. So let me see. Ellen C. Hello. Oh, she's a member. Geneva? Is that how you would say it?
Genevieve.
Genevieve. I am so bad at all this. Thank you so much. Dog stories are never boring. That dog was absolutely amazing. Dinky. I never had owned a dog or had lived with a dog like that. She was absolutely would do what she wanted and would tell you what she wanted. After a year, I would never give her away. In fact, I didn't even want another dog after her. But then, like I said, we kept her daughter. So, okay. So I think I have pretty much Brookside. Bricks. Thank you. Yes, we lost Penny, and that's why we figured, you know what? Is that yoga? Oh, thank you, Yoga Journey. I'm trying to read. My screen went dark because my tablet's overheated. Nicole Miller. I think I've got pretty much everybody. Is that Metal Rabbit? You know, like I always say, good pet lovers know too well what this is. I can't. Shulamite? Love our pups. Oh. Tam, I said hello earlier. I think I got everybody else, and if I missed you, I am so sorry. So we're going to go get some stuff done. And Laura, hello, thank you. Daisy, thank you. If you're a good pet lover, you go through this. So what can you do? And that's it. So you have anything else to say?
No,
I'm going to sign off, go get my stuff done, and go feed hummingbirds. And I see Anissa's still here because her car is still here. So my granddaughter's around somewhere. My granddaughter lives here. So she goes to college, and I don't see her a lot of times for days. I can't think of anything else. All right. So everybody have a wonderful day. I want to turn it towards you. I'm going to have to learn how to use this stand better. Okay, I'm definitely not turning the right thing. I can't read the screen at all. My screen went black because of the heat. So you're going to have to say goodbye.
Okay.
On everybody. If anybody, good afternoon. I don't even know what time it is here. I'm looking to see if my phone says there, but my thing says it is 11:51. Friday. So if you're not gardening, start thinking about watching Hallmark. No, they're actually not bringing the Christmas stuff on until the end of the month, I think, of October. And take a break, and then we'll all do gardening again well, some of us are doing gardening now. I'm doing a lot of gardening now, but some of you are going to be wrapping up your garden. We'll do hummingbirds. We'll do something. I'm thinking about just setting up something in the kitchen, and if some of you can take over and chit-chat, I could just cook and just chit-chat and just set up a camera here and there. And then we'll try to carry this around. We're going to continue to garden, of course, because we're in Southern California. I'm doing a lot more cuttings now. I want to get my cabbage growing. The brassicas. You can do all the brassicas you want. I'll get some radishes and some carrots growing, and I need to do beets. So there'll be a lot of stuff. I might do cuttings on my pepino I've got there. The only things we really can't grow in the winter is squash, unless the plant is well established. Watermelon, no. Corn will be done soon. Melons you can't do. They'll finish up now, but you can't just start the new plants. Really, there's not enough time for them. You have anything to say?
No, I don't.
Okay, everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for the super chats again. Thank you for your condolences. And like I said, Vicky, hello. We've all been through this, I'm sure. Tina, So everybody have a great day, and like I said, I just want to touch base. I'll do it more often, and we'll be on a happier note by then, and we also will do it when the sun is not coming over, because now the sun's coming over, my tablet is overheating. So have a great day. Say goodbye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.